So hello everyone, in this video I'm going to show you how to create a Python program that categorizes all these files into a single separate folders, like all the HTML and CSS files into a web folder, all the docs files into a documents folder, etc. So without wasting time, let's get started. So hello guys, in this video I'm going to show you how everything from scratch onwards, and I'm going to take the help of Stack Overflow anyways. So first of all, make sure you're having the Python 3.6.7 running, and let's start with the import statement. Import is to make the OS functions, and let's create a dictionary like file dict to store the extension and the corresponding folder names, like JavaScript with the JS, like JS is extension for the folder name called JavaScript, and then docs for the documents, and sorry, and HTML for web, and also CSS for the web, and GIF for compressed. Okay, so we call compressed as like a GIF files as a compressed, and then py for, of course, the py for Python files or Python. And did we left any behind? It's going to test on folder, and let's check whether I have left any files or not. And yes, png files. So img is for images, and as well as png is for images. So I'm going to show img and png extensions into the same images folder. So you can think like the keys and values as a database to check whether the extension contains the corresponding folder name or not. If it is have, we are going to create a folder name, or else we are going to stick with the same extension name as the folder name. Okay, so I'm going to take a path where the folder program is executed. So to take that path, we are going to create a variable like my path, and there was a predefined function like os.getCwd that will return a path of current working directory, like where the program is going to execute it. So okay, now I'm going to take the list of all the files present in the current working directory. So how to do that? Just make a Google search, and I have searched like this, and this is the first link of the Stack Overflow of how do I list a files in the directory. So search is like this in the Google, and you will find the solution. So this is the first solution. I'm just copying from it. So copy this one and paste this here. So I'm going to migrate these import statements to the top of the file. And here what's happening is he written a code for he take list directories of my path. So he's going to take every directories in a path and place that in a list, so that the whole line will return a list into only files. So my path is a variable where it takes the path. So as we are in the current working directory, so I'm going to place the my path variable over here. Awesome. So I'm just printing the list, so for testing purpose. So I'm using a git bash terminal over here. So you can use any command prompt, or you are using a Linux terminal, or you can use any terminal. So I'm just using git bash in Windows. So let's execute this up, and sorry for that, I just forgot to insert a equal to sign. And now you can see that every every file in the folder is presented in a list format. Awesome. So now I'm going to make a loop for every element in a list. So to do that, for I in only files, and just I'm going to print the I value for testing purpose. So to make sure that everything is working fine till now. So let's test this up. So I'm going to get the every string from that list. Okay, so So now what we are going to do is we are going to get that extension name from that file. So we are going to extract the extension name for that file. So how to do that? Just make a Google search of how to extracting file from file name in Python, and you will get the Stack Overflow link, and hit on that for Stack Overflow link, and there was a solution over here, and this is, so copy this up and paste it here. So as we are already using the oyster path, so no need to get like import it again. So let's put that in that inner loop, and I'm going to rename this as file extension. So now it is going to use os.path.splittf, which is a predefined method, and it is going to take the file name. So our file name is currently is that I value, and so replace the file name with I. So let's test this up. So I'm going to like print a file extension again. Sorry for skipping the things very fast. And now we got the file extension with the dot operator. So now what we are going to do is we have to remove the dot from that file extension. So now we are like, I'm going to use that slicing methods to replace that one. So file extension is equal to file extension of like starting point and ending point. So initially the string will be start with 0, so now I'm starting with 1, and the ending, like the second one is endpoint, right? So the endpoint is I have given null, so that means it will be start with second string and up to end. So now we have removed that dot. Awesome. So we have removed that dot. So now that dot, now we are going to check that extension with the corresponding like key value in the dictionary to check whether it is working or not. So file extension is equal to file dict of file extension. So I'm passing the file extension as a key, and that will return a value, and the value is stored in the file extension itself. So that's the logic I'm using here right now. So that is, if there is the file extension is docs, then it will going to return documents over there. So let's print this file extension. Awesome. So we got that web JavaScript like we are getting the corresponding values for that keys. So now it's working right, very fine till now. For example, like what if we don't have that key stored in our database, like for example there might be SVG or something like that. So what if that key is stored in is not stored, so that will return an error like key error. So now we have to handle that exception. So like this is the line that is throwing an error, so I'm going to put this in the try block, and the exception might raise is called except key error is the exception that might raise. So when the exception is occur, so I'm just simply passing that exceptions, and that's it. So let's test. So here whenever that fault is not there, so it will just using the extension itself. Okay, so let's get back things. Okay, and now I have like okay, like I have this documents folder. Now I have to create this documents whether the folder is already exists or not. So if os.path.exist of like that directory, so like if the folder is existed or not, if it is existed, let's for like a print the folder is existed, file extension comma folder is exists, and else print file extension, or we can copy this. Okay, folder doesn't exist. Okay, so we are going to check whether folder is existed or not. So I have already created an empty folder like web to like for testing purpose. So let's check. So for here, for the web folder is exists, and the rest of the folder doesn't exist. So it is working fine, like it is checking whether folder is existed or not. So now what we are going to do is, if the folder, like if the folder is not existed, we have to create a folder. So os dot make directories makedirs, and then the file extension. So this folder name, right? So print file extension comma folder is created. Okay. So now if the folder is exists, and it will print the folders exist. If it is not, it is going to create a folder. So like here, so the folders are created right now. Awesome. And the last step we are going to do is, we have to like I'm deleting for the deleting these folders right now. So what we are going to do is, we have to like make the tar files, like place the tar files into those folders. Okay. So now to like so until if the control comes over here, that means the folders already existed or the folder is created. So now the last step is, we have to place that folder, like we have to place that file into that folder. So os dot replace of I is our file name, right? So this is the path for the file, and the second argument is target path. So our path for the file is I right now, and the target path is where we have to put our I value. So I is like a current file. Okay, so it is going to iterate in the list, right? The list contains a list of files, right? So the I is a file name or the path simply, and the target path is where we want to place that I into, like where we have to move this. So now file extension is the folder name. So that is the folder name we are like taken from the dictionary, and plus and slash is for into that folder, and plus I is the file name, and that's it. And let's check whether it is working or not. Okay, so I is copied to file extension slash that I, the simple logic. So let's check. So this is our folder containing messy files. Okay, and then this is our terminal, and let's execute this up. And yeah, see, all the files are moved to their respective folders. And that's it guys, this is a tutorial. And if you like this video, please do hit like and subscribe to my channel, and thanks for watching. See you in the next video. Bye bye.